Hello, this is my animated version of my Family Guy rant, and it's redone, and I'm going to be doing visuals, and I'm going to talk about how far downhill Family Guy has gotten. Okay, and first I'm going to say that it wasn't Seth's fault that it went bad. According to cracked.com, look it up, cracked.com, he was trying to get Family Guy canceled because he knew that he was running out of ideas and that it should die before it became another SpongeBob SquarePants situation. Only without the part about the creator leaving and being replaced with the new creator, because that's happened to SpongeBob. But anyway, yeah, he was just running out of ideas, and he thought, gee, I should cancel this before it becomes bad. Well, what happened was that Fox was greedy, and they kept getting him to revive it because they wanted more money, and there wasn't anyone else creative out there. So that's why Family Guy became as it is, instead of just dying when it should have. And I'm not saying that it's Seth's fault that he ran out of ideas. It's been on for what, 10 years? We're human. We can't rule that long. That's why when we make TV shows, they shouldn't last more than 10 years. I mean, Family Guy's lasted 14 years. It'd go bad after 10 years. In my opinion, a TV show shouldn't last more than 7 years. I'd say it really got bad around season 10. It slowly got bad, probably by season 4, but it really got bad around season 10. First, I'm going to talk about the characters, and I'll start off with Lois. Making her a stick person, that's okay. PETA! Yeah, that's what she's like. She hasn't changed too much, except that she's become a bit more nagging. Most of her moments will revolve her saying, PETA, stop leaving your socks around. PETA, stop eating cookie dough. It's like, she's still a bit funny though. She doesn't get as many comedic moments. Like, yeah, she appears less on the show, except to nag Peter, but whenever she does get the comedic moments, she can be pretty funny. Like, it was, to give Seth credit, it was funny when she said, that's right, I do the groceries. Remember that? Like, she was all pissed off that... Anyway. Okay, I'm going to talk about Meg now. She was never supposed to be, but Cracked.com called her a punching bag. She started off as a normal teenage girl who had friends, and she wasn't very popular, but she wasn't the opposite. And her family loved her. Her douche of a father never would have gotten her to not exist. Remember that episode? In case you don't know, it's 3 Acts of God. Anyway, and I'm just gonna come out and say this. I don't find Meg ugly. I never did. I actually find her pretty. So what if she wears glasses and she isn't your cliche, blonde, skinny, perfect-looking woman? That's not going to trick me into thinking that she's ugly. Like, you don't have to look like this to not be ugly. And when you think about it, Meg is actually pretty average looking for a teenage girl. Think about how many teenage girls do you see who look the opposite of Meg, or who look like this? Like, how many do you see who are skinny and blonde and perfect? Like, in my opinion, not so much to the point where someone who looks like Meg would stand out as the ugly girl. And if you're going to change, Seth, if you're going to change her into your cliche ugly girl, make her ugly. Like, Give her a mustache. Make her fat. Do something, because this is actually offensive to teenage girls, as there are a lot who look similar to Meg. Every teenage girl's something wrong with them. If they're not fat, they have acne. If they don't have acne, they have glasses. No one looks the opposite with Meg. And okay, anyway, now I'm gonna talk about Chris. I don't have too much to say about him. No, I'll make him fat. That's right, he hardly exists anymore. Like, he pretty much got killed off the show. Seth must hate him or something, because he just might as well not be on the show anymore. And I forgot one more thing about Meg. She has the same problem. She hardly exists. Like, she hardly gets any moments of sympathy or comedic moments. And whenever she is, it involves her being the bum of the joke. Like, for example, there is this episode where the whole family gets superpowers and she only has the ability to grow her own nails. I did not like that episode. It was mean. I felt bad for her. Hate if you must. Now I'm going to talk about Stewie. He used to be an evil villain baby who dated girls. Now, he's innocent and, for some reason, gay. I'm sorry this looks creepy. This is Brian, by the way. Like, he's saying, I love you to Brian, and he's like, what the fuck? Now, I'm not saying I have a problem with gays. I'm actually against homophobia, but Stewie was never supposed to be gay. Remember all these episodes about him lusting over women and dating women, and he used to be a villain, and now he's just the gay guy of the show. He's not supposed to be the gay guy of the show. He's supposed to be the hetero villain. I have a feeling that Seth made him gay so that he'd have more gags to put on the show. Because now that he has a gay character, like, he's probably running out of gags. He's probably like, let's make Stewie gay so that I can say things like, oh, look, Stewie's so gay he can fit a whole banana into his mouth. See, now he has a gay character on the show. He's more open to gags. I'm not saying they're that funny, though. I prefer the old Stewie. You know, a gag isn't automatically funny when you're just proving how gay a character is, even though when they aren't. That's not, anyway. And, okay, last but not least, Brian. The funny dog who sipped coffee even though he was a dog. And now he's just a jerk. This is him shoving Stewie's arm into his socket. This is what he's become. He's really unlikable, and a lot of people say, how can you hate him? He's an animated character. Well, that's just the way things are, okay? You can hate characters. I don't care if they exist or not. It's just, I can't even look at Brian now without cringing, and that makes it harder to watch the show. And that episode where he was shoving Stewie's arm into his socket, how was that funny? Like, remember the pain in Stewie's eyes? Wasn't that hilarious? I'm gonna talk more about that in my second animated rant. Or you can look up my rant for the worst episode of Family Guy. It's not animated, though. And I used to like Brian. It's a shame what happened to him. He used to be so funny. Now he's just an antagonist. And I wonder if you've noticed that since probably, I don't really keep track of the seasons, but anyway. Anyways, it's happening more and more recently. Every episode has to be about Peter. Just Peter. He's the only one who exists. And I'll admit, okay, it was kind of the main character to begin with, but not to the point where he was the only one in the cast who got an episode revolved around him. Not just Meg and Chris, everyone else is pretty much ignored in the really recent episodes. And I'll admit he's a funny guy. Actually, no, he's not so funny anymore. He's become a mind-numbing jerk. Peter, shut up to your own daughter? Yeah, that's right. Shut up, Meg. He's not even likable anymore. In the old episodes, you should watch in the old episodes, he was like a different person. He was actually caring towards his daughter, and he wasn't stupid to the point where you're just like, I don't like this guy. And let's take Futurama, for example. What I like about Futurama is that all the characters in the cast, they all get a chance. They all get episodes revolved around them. They all get their comedic moments and moments of sympathy. Even characters who aren't in the cast, like Mom and Cliff and Zap, I guess they're kind of in the cast, but, even characters who aren't in the cast, they all get episodes revolved around them and they all get episodes revolved around them and comedic moments. They don't just say, oh, let's make all this episode about this character and leave everyone else out. They all get a chance. You all get a bit of every character. They don't make every episode, let's say, about Fry. And, yeah, that's what I like. Hopefully they'll never go the Family Guy direction and make every episode about one character wearing that character out until everyone just hates the character. Oh, one more thing about Stewie. He's believed to be a ripoff. I saw some blogspot.ca. He's believed to be a ripoff, both looks and personality, of Jimmy Corrigan. See the difference? You should look up Jimmy Corrigan. He's a baby from a 1980s to 90s comic. He looks so much like Stewie, you just know right away that Seth ripped him off. And the jokes are getting very boring. That's right. They all have to be revolved about either religion, like it'll involve a Jew complaining, or celebrities, like they'll say a celebrity, I forget her name, they kept saying she looks like an anteater, or culture, like they'll just have, oh, I'm gonna do black guy stuff. It all has to be these three things. It's getting really annoying, especially the part about celebrities. Do celebrities that are more well known. I'm tired of hearing of celebrities I've never heard of, like Carrie Zellweger or Michael Moore. Most of them I don't even know. It's like I'm tired of hearing celebrities I don't hear of, and yeah, a lot of them will revolve Peter saying, like when Michael Moore said hi. That's not even funny, and yeah. It has to be on these three things. Make it more variety. That's what I like about the old jokes. There's more variety, and the humor was more fresh. The humor just isn't fresh anymore. Now I'm just like, oh, enough already. I'm sick of your jokes, Family Guy. Die already. And they'll replace actual humor with sarcasm. Oh yeah, totally. Like, they'll involve Peter saying something sarcastic to be funny. Like, how is that funny? Oh, sarcasm, having someone being sarcastic, something anyone can do. That's so funny. Oh my god, I was just sarcastic just then. Do you think I'm funny now? Am I a comedian because I was sarcastic? Hey, wait a sec. We can all be sarcastic. Does that make us all funny? Does that make us all comedians? So why is Seth a comedian? For making his characters be sarcastic. Seth, your show has really lost its touch. And I suggest you do something. Stand up to Fox and say, okay, I have to cancel this show. I can't wait for the day it finally dies. And I'm sorry, I forgot one more thing about Meg. Apparently there's a reason why she pretty much got killed off. Her voice actor, Mila Kunis, was getting more roles on other shows. So she said, is it okay if I spend less time being Meg? Seth's really angry about this. This is from Cracked.com, I think. Either Cracked.com or Blogspot. Search the two of them up. And anyway, he was really angry about this. He decided I'm going to get back at her by pretty much killing Meg off. So at least there's an actual reason why this happened. And the episodes, if they're not... the jokes. If they're not repetitive, they're about something totally unfunny. If it's not sarcasm, you're going to wish it's sarcasm once you see a joke that revolves Peter killing Yogi Bear. Sorry, this is supposed to be Yogi Bear. How is that funny? Him killing someone. How is that funny? And there will be the body horror. Like, it'll feature Peter making snow angels on the pavement. I'm sorry. Snow angels on the pavement. And then you see, I don't know how to draw this, but you wake up and his skin gets scraped off. And then you see his skeleton from when he turns around. Like, how is that funny? That's anything but funny. It's gruesome. Okay, I have one more thing. Okay, that's pretty much it. I think I have one more thing to say. Okay, I'll just end it for now. It's pretty much it. So yeah, you should really end Family Guy. It's really going downhill, and yeah, that's it.